Hello, everyone. I was recently speaking with a client just a couple days ago, and we were talking about strategies that you can use to cultivate a mindful awareness in times when you see yourself engaged in habits that aren't working for you. So a really basic example would be kind of scrolling through Facebook or reading more and more and more news. And perhaps you don't want to be doing that, and you even know you don't want to be doing it, but you just feel yourself pulled into it and maybe a little bit unable to stop. And so we were looking at all sorts of different mindfulness strategies, from simply taking a breath to the idea of name it to tame it, seeing clearly what's there and cultivating an awareness around what's actually happening. One of the strategies that we talked about that I think is really nice, and it's one I use in my own life, but also one I've even shared with my children. So I think it's one that's accessible to a lot of different people in different ways. And the strategy is to notice the thing that you're doing. So let's just take the example of going down some sort of like internet rabbit hole, or whether it's Facebook or YouTube or whatever. And in the moment when you see yourself engaged in this habit that's not working for you, that you don't really want to be engaged in, the first step is to pause. And then you can imagine the thing that you're doing, whatever it is, and imagine it in a balloon. And you can put other things in the balloon, like your thoughts about it, or your physical sensations, or your feelings if you want. But you can also keep it really simple and just name what's in the balloon. You can close your eyes and see the balloon, or even just kind of think about it in your head. And maybe that balloon is, YouTube rabbit hole or whatever. You put it in the balloon, and then you see yourself holding that balloon, and you notice the sensations of holding on to this habit in this moment. And we're not talking about, tackling long-term habits. In this moment, this habit, you see yourself holding this, and you even notice the discomfort of it. Or even maybe you notice the pleasure. Oh, there's a reason I'm doing this scrolling or this reading or whatever. And in seeing what's in the balloon, you then allow yourself to open your hands, and and physically do this, open your hands, and watching the balloon float away. In that moment, you may notice a transition of feeling tight or stuck or anxious, and you may notice that sensation being released. And this is what we do in mindfulness meditation when we sometimes notice our thoughts or as clouds. It's very similar. And so if you see yourself picking up a habit or engaged in something that's not really working for you, this is a really small little tool to try. Maybe it will work for you. Maybe it will even invite you to come up with another mindfulness strategy that can work well for you during those times. So I hope you're well. This is a little just tip for the day, and take care. I'll see you around again.